Hey guys, welcome to a new segment called Worth or Not. A segment which will tell you if what's new in the market should be new in your pocket. And what better way to get this information than from your local ane who lim kopi in the kopitiam and not on smartphones playing Pokemon Go. I'm your host Thiru and this is Worth or Not. So today's show will be on the new S20 lineup. A lineup I like to call S20. But like all things Singaporean, it's not cheap. Starting 1.3k for the S20 and then 1.5k for the S20 Plus and a whopping 1.8k for the S20 Ultra 5G. Do you really need to spend so much money? I mean, you could use that money for one whole month and still hit the clubs in Clarke Quay. Yeah, this month free entry, you got COVID-19. But I'm not gonna complain yet. So we gotta do the math and verify it. Or justify it. Whatever the word is. So let's start on the first major thing on the phone. Or in fact, any phone nowadays. The camera. Gone are the days where you picked up the camera for passion and then you took photographs because you love to take photographs. Now, even coffee shop uncle also can take Michael Bay movie. It's that easy. We know the top phones right now in terms of photography are the iPhone 11 and the Pixel 4. But even with the recent huge upgrades that Samsung is talking about, like their 108 megapixel camera and their 100 times zoom, it still falls short. It's in third place, to be honest. Why? It's because the software is not as good as the iPhone and the Pixel 4. Also, more megapixel doesn't always mean better camera. Next is the 100 times zoom. It's a gimmick. You can still take beautiful photos with the normal camera and zoom in all the way and then crop the image to get a better quality image than what you would get from the 100 times. But the 100 times zoom does come with its benefits, whereby you get a good 30 times zoom, which is better than the iPhone and the Pixel. But to be honest, the common man won't use it unless you tico and you want to spy on people. Let's move on to videos. 8K 24 FPS. You won't be using it unless you're a short film director or you've gone on a holiday somewhere and you want to take amazing shots of Japan or wherever there isn't COVID-19. Usually YouTube videos have 1080p videos and 30 FPS or sometimes even 60 FPS, but they're all usually at 1080p. And when we talk about video stabilization, it's still a pretty shaky camera compared to the iPhone, which is amazing with its stabilization. They're still, to be honest, okay lah.
Oi! Give a proper answer lah.
Okay, well, it's not worth it. Of course, every Singaporean has to ask this next question. Can last through OT or not? The battery is so good, can last even 2 days of OT. Your boss confirm approve. The specs are quite solid and it actually lives up to the specs that Samsung talks about. And even with the 120Hz screen on, it lasts pretty long, about a day or so. Also, the additional RAM allows you to keep all your apps open almost forever. Next up, let's talk about the processor. It's actually an Exynos 990 chip, not the Snapdragon 865 that all the US people are actually talking about. The Exynos 990 is actually slightly slower than the 865, but it's nothing that I can see, so don't worry about it. The storage on this phone is 128GB, and you can actually use external micro SD cards to complement that 128GB, which is pretty rare on today's phones. Now, for those of you who feel like you should go for the Ultra 5G because there's the upcoming 5G bandwidth, don't be fooled. It's not coming anytime soon within this year. It's probably going to be towards next year or the end of next year. So don't use that as a decision point. I'd rather you go for the S20 and S20 Plus and save up on that $500 difference. So next comes the big question, worth or not? Specs wise, S20, S20 Plus, worth. But the S20 Ultra 5G has too many things on the phone that the people will not know about or even use. So the S20 Plus is a better option and the S20 is a better option than the S20 Ultra 5G. So S20, S20 Plus, worth. S20 Ultra 5G, not worth. If you got small hands, go for the smaller phone. Both sides of these phones are glass, and if you drop them, you're gonna find yourself in the Samsung store often paying $200 to $300 for fixing it. Unless you want to look at Instagram photos with the spider web on your screen. Personally, I've got butterfingers and I've dropped my old S8 phone about 11 times, and I fixed it about 10 times. Until I got so pissed off about it, I bought a new phone. The display, of course, is the best in the market. It's got beautiful colors and great viewing angles, better than any phone out there. And also, the display edge is actually straighter, which means if you're playing Pokemon Go in the street, you won't miss your curveballs. Yes! The camera dot is also in a less distracting position, up with the notification bar. So, when you're using a phone, you generally won't realize it's there. The display comes with two options, or in fact, a range within these two. You got a 4K display with 60Hz and a 1080p display with 120Hz. Personally, I would prefer the 120Hz because that gives you an entire buttery smooth experience in your phone the whole time that you use it. With the 4K, if you're watching videos all the time, maybe Netflix, 4K would be a better option. So you got two options. Either you choose a really crispy image, sit down watch Netflix with it, or you go for the buttery smooth experience. But if you auntie uncle need reading glasses, just see if the phone pretty or not lah, then you buy. The phone, to be honest, very pretty. So, worth or not? Yes, worth. Next up, audio. The S20 lineup has no headphone jack. Not worth. Okay, personally, I prefer wired earpieces because it's better audio quality than the Bluetooth ones. But of course, Bluetooth does give you that whole easier to use thing, right? The audio from your loudspeaker itself is pretty decent and pretty loud. But that doesn't give you the reason to go and blast your Manyao and your Bollywood tracks in the train, huh? Overall, worth or not? S20, pretty worth. 6.2-inch screen, 4000 mAh battery, pretty good camera, good to go. The S20 Plus, much bigger screen, much bigger battery life, and has depth vision in the camera, so it's bordering on worth it. But the S20 Ultra 5G, it's just too much food on the plate. Confirm you won't eat finish one, so not worth. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. This has been Worth or Not, and I have been your host Thiru, and I'll see you next time for the next topic. And I hope you don't have any problem choosing your next phone to be in your pocket. Thank you and see you again. Wow, I thought about food now, I'm hungry.